Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon to everyone who is watching this video. So in this video, we will going to talk about the laws concerning marriage and family relationship. So we will only gonna talk about the Article 116 up to 162. So first, let's talk about the Article 116. All property acquired during the marriage, whether the acquisition appears to have been made, contracted, or registered in the name of one or both spouses, is presumed to be conjugal unless the contrary is proved. So, the Family Code of the Philippines talks about how property is treated when a couple is married. It says that if a couple acquires something during the marriage, it automatically considered to be their shared property, even if it's only registered in one person's name. So, kung kamo maminyo na daw, tanang butang nga napundar ninyo sa inyong kaminyoon, bisan pa og kanang butang nga is nakangana siya sa imuharang bana, but kana siya is napundar ninyo within sa inyong kaminyoon gyud, is shared property na. Unless na lang kung ikaw gipamanahan kag kwarta, dayon imong gipalit og yuta para mapuy-an ninyo sa imong pamilya, kana nga property for kana nga yuta nga imong gipalit gamit ang kwarta nga na inherent nimo sa imong ginikanan, dili na siya matawag og shared property. No, kay gikan man na siya sa imuhang parents nga gihatag gi-inherent lang sa imuha. So sa imuha ra gid na siya. It is not made para sa inyuha nga magtiayon. Now let's talk about the Chapter 1, the family as an institution. So, Article 149, the family being the foundation of the nation is a basic social institution which public policy cherishes and protects. Consequently, family relations are governed by law and no customs, practice, or agreement destructive of the family shall be recognized or given effect. So, Article 50, family relations include those between husband and wife, between parents and children, among brothers and sisters, whether of full or half blood. So, this article emphasizes the family's crucial role in society. It states that the family is the foundation of the nation, meaning it's essential for a strong and healthy country. The government values and protects families, making them a priority. So this protection means that the family relationships are governed by laws. The government set rules and regulations to ensure families are strong and stable. No customs, traditions, or agreement that could harm families will be allowed. So, this article shows that the Philippines recognizes the family as a vital part of the society. The government wants to ensure that families are protected and supported and that relationship within families are strong and healthy. This is because strong families contribute to a thriving nation. Now, Article 159. No suit between members of the same family should prosper unless it should appear from the verified complaints or petition that earnest efforts toward a compromise have been made, but that the same have failed. If it is shown that no such efforts were in fact made, the same case must be dismissed. So this rule shall not apply to cases which may not be subjected of compromise under the Civil Code. So this article emphasizes the importance of reconciliation and compromise before resorting to legal action. So this, in simple term, this Article 151 encourages family to talk things about. So, family should try to resolve their differences through open communication and negotiation before taking legal action. So, before ninyo nga, mura bitaog, isaka na ninyo sa korte ang inyong kagubos sa inyong pamilya, why dili ninyo i-try o communicate? Nanong di try na tuog fix pa di ay dalag storya, like i-fix pa bitaw gyud ninyo sa inyong family before ninyo nga isakag gyud sa kaso. Kailangan magpakita gyud ng effort nga inyo jung gitry inyong best nga nga tarungon pa gyud ang pamilya ninyo bitaw through communication. So, the goal is to find a mutual agreeable solution that satisfies everyone involved. Another is the law recognizes that family relationships are valuable and encourages families to avoid resorting to legal battles whether possible. Now let's proceed to the Article 152. The family home, constituted jointly by the husband and the wife or by an unmarried head of a family, is a dwelling house where they and their family reside in the land in which it is situated. So, it basically saying that a family home is the house and land where a family live. So kung maingon kaning artikulo nagsulti nga ang gitawag nga family home mao to siyang ang usa ka lugar kung asa nagpuyo ang usa ka pamilya. So this is the place where a family lives together. So it's just any house. It's the one that considered the family's main home. So that it's basically this article only says a family house is a house and A family home, rather, is a house and a land where family lives together, where both spouses or single parents are agree to call their home. So now let's talk about the Article 153. The family home is deemed constituted on a house and lot from time it is occupied as family residence, from time of its constitution and so long as any of its beneficiaries actually resides therein. The family home continues to be such and is exempted from execution, forced sale, or attachment except as herein after provide and the extent of the value allowed by law. So this kanang article, no? In simple term, the law wants to make sure families have safe and secure place to live. A family home is a special place that protected from being taken away by creditor. This protection lasts as long as someone from the family is living there. So kung naay as long as kanang baya, kanang yutayos gipuy-an na siya usa ka family, najud ang family ana nga family home protected under the law pag siya. Magkinaunsa pwede mo mutabang mo ato mo gobyerno nga unsaon ninyo pag protect ang inyong family kay more bitaw. For an example is murag nag 50-50 ang inyong balay tungod sa inyong utang. So gusto mo nga dili mo mawadag balay, unya mo na yung family home, then you can makadagan na ka sa gobyerno ana. Kay naaman na siya bisan walay kinabuhin yung balay, but naaman mo family mo oy nagserve as life, so naay rights ng baya nga dili matikin away ninyo. So now let's proceed to the Article 154, the beneficiaries of family home. The husband and wife or an unmarried person who is the head of a family and their parents, ascendants, descendants, brother and sister, whether the relationship be legitimate or illegitimate, who are living in the family home and who help upon the head of the family for legal support. So this article, Family Code of the Philippines, talks about who gets to benefit from the special protection given to family home. Think of it like a special house that law wants to keep safe, no? So in simple term, no, family home is kanang naa ang pamilya, di ba? So kinsa may maka-benefits ani? Sige, kinsa may beneficiaries ani? Of course, katong namuyo, ang pamilya, no? Basta tanang nga namuyo anang family home, mo na siya mga beneficiaries. So nganong gitawag man sila mga beneficiaries, it's because sila may nga naka-benefit anang balaya. So the law wants to make sure that families have a safe and secure place to live. The family home is protected from being taken away of most reason. Like if someone owes money, this helps families avoid losing their homes and keeps them together. So kung for an example, makalisod mo family and then you don't know na unsay buhaton, it's because kana bitaw mo o kana i-threat mo sa inyong utangan bitaw nga sige ka, di ka mo bayad kuhaon ako inyong yuta. Then you don't know what to do. So kamo may mga beneficiary ana nga kanang balaya, so makapangayo ra magtabang saan man nimo nga di man mi gusto mawadag balay. So mudagan mo kay kamo mga beneficiary kung mawa na yung balay, mawalaan po mo benefits. Now, just remember, no, in this article, living in the house is important. To be a beneficiary of the family home, you have to actually live in the house. Depending on the head of the family, you also have to rely on the head of the family for things like food, shelter, or money. So the law protects all family members. It doesn't matter if you are related by blood or adopted or if you are born in or out of wedlock. The law protects everyone who lives in the family home and depends on the head of the family. So as long as nga depende, kung dili man ka ang head sa family, nya usa ka sa nagpuyo sa balay nga nagdepende pa sa head of the family, beneficiary ka, nabisan pa og you are not related in blood. So Article 155, the family home shall be exempted from execution, for sale, or attachment except for non-payment of taxes. Kung wala ka kabayad sa tax, kuhaon jud sa gobyerno ang imuhang yuta. For debts incurred prior to constitution of family home. So for debts secured by mortgage on the premises before or after such constitution. So kung ikaw ni kuha bitaw kag loan, then naaman na sa lono kung I'm not sure basta kay na mortgages is something like in case di ka kabayad, unsay pwede namo kuhaon sa imo, pwede bag auto, sakyanan, yuta. So kung imong gibutang dito is balay or unang kuan ba yuta ba na diha, so possible nga kung di ka kabayad sa imong loan, kay ni agree man ka nga i-mortgage ang imong balay, possible nga makuha ang imong balay o dili ka kapangayo og tabang sa gobyerno. For debts due to laborers, mechanics, architects, builders, material men, and other who have rendered services or furnished material for the construction of the building. Og ikaw, nakatukod ka sa imong balay, o usa ka engineer, patabang kag engineer, nyawa ka ni bayad sa engineer, pwede na siya nga kanang bawion sa engineer. pwede na siya gamiton nga, wala man kanibayad sa imuhang, wala man kanibayad sa atong kasabutan, o kanibayad sa akong utang, imong bayron na nako, so, bawion na ako imong balay as, kuan. So, wala kay mabuhat. So, this article, no, it says that generally your home can't be taken away from you by someone who wants to collect a debt from you. Even if you owe them money, this is called exemption from execution, for sale, or attachment. It's like a shell that protects your home. So, bisan pa og na special protection ng imuhang balay, kung ikaw naa kay utang nga mura bitag reasonable jud kaayo nga makuha jud imong balay, imong family home, then wala kay mabuhat. Na jud gihapoy possibility nga mahilabtan siya. No? Now, let's proceed to the Article 156. The family home must be part of the properties of the absolute community or the conjugal partnership, or the exclusive properties of either spouse with the latter's consent. It may also be constituted by an unmarried head of a family on his or her own property. So, this article of the Code of the Philippines talks about what kind of property can be considered a family home. So, unsa di ay ang mga property nga ma-considered as a family home? So, unsa di ay? So, it's the house and land where a family lives. It's special because the law gives it extra protection. So, now house and land mo na siya considered as family home. Then, so why is it important? So, if someone owes money and can't pay, creditors can take their home away unless it's for specific reason, like unpaid taxes or debts from before the family home was established. Pareha sa na-mention sa Artikulo 155. So, in simple words, this article says that your family's house can be considered a family home. You own it or are still paying for it under a special agreement and you live there with your family. The law protects your family home as that creditors can take it away easily. So, bisan pa og nangabang ka, unya, sige ka, nitarong kag bayad sa imuhang renta, matawag na siyang family home, kaya diha man mo namuyo. But, bisan kung gitawag na siya family home, di mo mabayad sa inyong renta, possible gihapon nga, mapahawa mo sa inyong gitawag na family home. Kung kahay po, rent to pay po mo, unya, gitawag na ninyo siya, o family home ninyo, unya, nihunong man mo, og bayad sa rent to pay, so possible ka ng inyong, ang gipuy-an is, kuha gihapon na siya sa creditor. So, Article 157, the actual value of family home shall not exceed at the time of its constitution the amount of 300,000 pesos in urban areas and 200,000 pesos in rural areas, or such amount as may hereafter be fixed by law. So, it talks about how much a family home can be worth. So, kung naa ka sa urban areas, no, is 200,000 pesos. 300,000 pesos in urban areas. Dapat ang imong balay kuno, so kung na 300,000 pesos, pwede na jud kuno ka makatukod og family home. Dapat imong family home gani dapat is nara sa 300,000 pesos kung naka sa urban area. Kay kung kana siya nga balay is under nasagi pa na siya sa 300,000 nga limit, maprotektahan pa na siya sa gobyerno. But kung kanang imong balay pagpatukod nimo is nilapas ni abot og 1 million kapin, so dili na gid mo promise ang gobyerno nga maprotektahan na niya. But in case na ay mga issue is maglisod tungod sa kamahal. So possible nga, so matako na nato later on kung unsay consequences sa kanang magtukod og balay nga more than the limit day. So this law says that the family home can't be worth more than 300,000 in cities, 200,000 in towns and villages when it's first built. So it's not, dili pa sa buta nga, dapat maujud ha, dili, naragyod po na nimo, but naagyod sa gobyerno, naadyoy limit kung magtukod kag balay, which is 300,000 lamang sa cities o sa towns and villages ka 200,000. No, this limit helps make sure that families can afford to have a place to live. So, in simple words, the law wants to make sure that families have a safe place to live. The law sets a limit on how much a family home can be worth. This limit is different for cities and towns. The law also considered changes in the value of money. So, now let's proceed to Article 158. The family home may be sold, alienated, donated, assigned, or encumbered by the owner or owners thereof, with the written consent of person constituting the same, the latter spouse, and a majority of beneficiaries of legal age. In case of conflict, the court shall decide. So, So this law making sure everyone who live there has a saying in what happens to it. It's because making sure that family home is not sold or changed without their agreement. So the law says no that the family home cannot be sold, given away, or changed in any way without the agreement of several important people. So the person who established the family, mo to sila kung majority ang naa sa family home, majority ang pamilya, members sa pamilya nga dili mo agree nga ibaligyang balay, dili gyud mabaligyang balay. Okay? So mo na siya gisulti diri no. So imagine a home as a safe and secure place for everyone who live there. So the law wants to make sure that this place is protected and that everyone who lives there has says in what happens to it. That's why it requires everyone's agreement before the home can be sold or changed. Now let's proceed to the Article 159. The family home shall continue despite the death of one or both spouses of the unmarried head of the family or period of 10 years or far as long as there is a minor beneficiary and the heirs cannot partition the same use unless the court finds compelling reason thereof. This rule shall apply regardless of whoever owns the property or constituted to the family home. So for an example ay usa ka pamilya no nag-travel abroad and then nadisgrasya ang pamilya, then ang 16-year-old na lang ang ilang anak na habilin. Nya nabinlan pa jug utang. So na by rights ang creditor nga kuwaon ng balay, no? Kaya namatay man ang ginikanon sa may bayad ato nga bata pa man. So kano gusto nila kuha ng balay, but dili nila makuha nga no? Underage pa ang bata. Meaning iyaha napay right ang bata nga iyahon tong balay pa. But if kung ang dili na underage kintahin na nasa saktong edad, possible nga makuha tong balay. Now, so in simpler term, the law wants to make sure that children have place to live even if their parents die. The family home can be divided or sold for 10 years or until the children are adults. This rule applies to everyone, no matter who owns the home. Now, let's proceed to our Article 160. So, this article wants to get their money, So this family code of the Philippines deals with a situation where a creditor wants to get their money back from a family, but the family's home is protected by law. This article outlines a process for the creditor to potentially sell the family home if it's more than the legal limit. So go back to Article 157 no, di ba? Ingon man sila nga dapat na ay limit ang pagpatukod nimo balay. Karon kay nilapas man nagpatukod kag balay nga 500,000 pesos. So itnya nautangan ka. Unya wa na kay ikabayad. So unsaon man na nya gusto kwaon sa creditor ang imong balay. No request nila nga ibaligya imong balay. Ibaligya imong balay para na kay kabayad nako. Unya napamatuod pa jud nga imong balay is worth 500,000. So dili na siya maprotektahan sa law kay ni-exceed man siya sa limit. So possible nga katong baya is mabaligya gyud to para makabayad ka sa imuhang utang. Mao nay consequences nga ma-face nimo if you build a house that cost more than the limit. Okay? Now let's proceed to the Article 161 rather. For purpose of availing of the benefits of a family home as provided for in this chapter, a person may constitute or be the beneficiary of only one family home. So, the Family Code of Philippines is about limiting the number of family homes a person can have. It's like saying, you can only have one special house that's protected by the law. So, kung ikaw seaman ka, and then, syempre, seaman ka, maka-afford ka daghang balay, di ba? Di namin yung kaputing daghana. Ngayon mo pa yung tagsa-tagsaag balay. Karon, kinsa imong gipakaslan, kinsa ang imong gi-considered atong nga family home. So, naka-consider atong usta, kintahay, katong kinaunahan, nga gipa-tukurak balay. So, ang katong uban, nga gitukod nga balay, dili na to siya maprotektahan sa law. It's because usara jud dapat ang family home. Bisan pag lain ng pamilya nimo nga gigama diha, family home gyud katong i-consider ng mga family home gyud maprotektahan ra. Unless na lang kung gipanganto siya sa imong asawa. Now let's proceed to the Article 162. The provisions in this chapter shall also govern existing family residents in so far as said provisions inapplicable. So, Article 162 of the Family Code of the Philippines is like saying, hey, all the rules about family home in this chapter also applies to houses that were already family home before this law came out, as long as those rules make sense. Okay? So, this law is about family home. It has lots of rules about how they work, how they're protected, and what can happen to them. But what about houses that were already family homes before this new law was made? So this article says those homes are also covered by the new rules. It doesn't mean every rule in the chapter applies to those older homes. Only the rules that make sense for those homes are used. So in this article also says that the rule about family home in this chapter applied to both new and old family homes. So if you have houses that was already a family home before this law, it still gets the same protection and benefits. So so now my part has already been end. So I hope you learned something from our discussion for today. So thank you and God bless.